What's your little process of before you perform? Do you want to be alone? Do you want to have people with you? What gets you going before you get on stage? And are you nervous before you get on stage?
Definitely have, actually, you know what? Definitely be alone because I want to get in my zone. I'll listen to some music. I'll put some headphones on. And I'll just it's just kind of vibe, but I do get really nervous. Like before I perform, I'm always like, oh, I'm not feeling good, or, I get really nervous. And a couple of the times, the theater I've performed at, I see all the kids and all the people out in the crowd. And I just look and I'm like, whoa. Like even like the one in Jacksonville, I was like, wow. So, I see that and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is big. But I'm gonna have to, bring my A game. But once I get on, like I'm nervous up until I actually walk on stage. But once I get on stage and, I grab the mic and I see everybody and I start interacting with everybody, say, hey, everybody, let's get some hype. I'm Trace Austin. I introduce myself. From there, I see people kind of like, okay, let's see what this is about. And once they start feeling it more and more, that's just, then I kind of just shoot through the roof with energy. So.
Welcome, fellow Lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and The Beard.
Hey there.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
You're doing fantastic.
Good to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Absolutely.
Introduce you, Mr. Trace Austin. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just chilling in the house. I'm relaxing. So that's always good.
Relaxing. You just,
you need to after the
just got
you've been
stage with Lil Wayne this weekend. Is that?
Yes. At Jacksonville, Lil Wayne, P. Diddy and City Girls. So it was pretty cool. It was very cool. Everything went pretty good. Everything went good.
I would imagine. Wow.
Nice. How long of a set do you play on a show like that?
About 12 minutes.
Okay.
Some shows like, more intimate ones. Like if I do local ones in LA at a club, I'll do like 20 to 30 minutes. And that will be more of like a live band, guitars, drums. But when I'm doing something out of town and something big like that, it'll be just, a DJ playing my tracks in about a 12-minute set.
Well, that's cool. That's a lot of exposure. So I imagine there's a lot of people there for something like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that was in Jacksonville, you said?
Yes, Jacksonville, Florida. And that was actually my first time going there. So, I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Well, You've been getting around, man. It seems like your Instagram, and you're all over the place.
Yes. And I've been doing a lot of red carpets lately too. So
yeah,
that's been very cool also.
Yeah, that's awesome. A couple of those things. Yeah, we'll talk about that. How you got hooked up with those red carpets. That's cool.
Yes.
Because they weren't all music related.
No, actually, one of them was the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards. And, they had, Mariah Carey, they had Floyd Mayweather. And a couple of them that I've went to is like one was for homeless people to provide shelter, food, housing. And so a couple of them have actually had like a message behind it, a meaning. Yeah. So, I go there, I go on the red carpet, I take the photos and interview with the people, but then I'm also there to support, the bigger picture of the whole entire event. So.
Absolutely. That's cool.
Well, that's cool thing. You're starting out so young that you're already getting involved with that stuff. That's cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Give back a little even before it's always good to give back.
So let's go back and start at the beginning. How did your love of music start?
Well, I've always had love of music. I started off acting. I did a lot of theater work. I even did a short film back in 2017. I was 12 years old, and it actually won the best film award in the Revolt Film Festival. So, I've always had kind of both, but I really started off with acting. And I just kind of did musicals. So from there, I started recording music at the age of 10, and I did it for fun when I was younger.
Sure.
I filmed some music videos. And then when I was about 14 is when, I really sat down and was like, this is really a career I want to have. And this is something I really want to do. So, and from there on, it's been a journey. So every single step that I've been doing has been since I was 14. So
nice.
So that was like a sit down with your mom and dad and said, hey, this is my career. And
yeah, that was definitely a sit down with, my mom and my dad. And they always told me, we always saw it in you, even though you've done a lot of acting work, we've always seen, that light in you. When I was 6 years old, actually, this is the funny story. My grandfather brought me on stage. He was performing in California, and I saw everybody. I saw the people cheering. I saw the lights. And I think that kind of gave me the bug, because it was kind of like, wow, if I could do something like this, this is, if I could follow in his footsteps, this is definitely something I'll always want to do. So I think from there on, even though I was young, I always just, even little things, I just did little things with music, whether it was theater or maybe even recording a couple videos.
Yeah. And how is it being the grandson of a legend? I mean, your grandpa, if for people that don't know, is Otis Williams, one of the founders of the Temptations. And I got to tell you, we have a thing for grandchildren, because we've had Raylan Nelson on the podcast as well, and she's Willie Nelson's granddaughter, and she's a musician.
Wow, that's really cool. Wow.
So now we have Otis Williams' grandson. That's awesome.
So how was it growing up with Otis?
And
it's always been cool. He's always led me in the right direction. He's always given me the best advice in the industry, to always stand out from everybody. Don't blend in, and don't be, try not to be mediocre. Always strive for more, and always have a good personality, have stage presence, and also not to get caught up in the bad stuff in the industry, the vultures and, the drugs. He said they're out there. So he's just basically warned me, you can't get caught up in that, because he's lost a lot of people due to that.
I would imagine,
over the years.
Yeah, over the years, he's lost a lot of people due to different things like that. So he's told me, you can't get caught up in that, and always just have your head on a swivel and stay grounded. So
keep it about the music.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we did what we did. I just want to quick interject. Not obviously not for you, because you're underage, but we do like to have a cocktail during our podcast. But so in honor of your grandfather, we picked the drink. The name of the drink is Temptation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
really cool.
Yeah. So in honor of you, your grandfather and you, cheers. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
So did I read you got to perform with your grandfather on stage at a young age too?
Yeah, I got to, he brought me on stage, and, I did a little dancing, and all the ladies were like, oh, wow, he's so cute and all that. So, I was like, oh, wow, this is, really cool. And so he brought me on stage. I sang one of his songs with him. Like, he would sing, and then he'd turn to me, and I'd go, my girl, my girl. And everybody would just go crazy. So from there on, it was always, I just kept on doing it, and, just grew from that point on.
Yeah.
So the bottom line, it was all the girls screaming at you that got you hooked.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I mean, I can't blame you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to have talent.
Yeah.
Which yes, obviously you do have, because listening to your songs, that you obviously have a lot of talent.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you just had your new, I don't know, your new single, I Need to See You, came out in the past month or so.
Yeah, so it came out about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I added a lot of instruments to that one. So it has a Spanish guitar, and it even has a Spanish girl on it. So that was a song that was definitely different from all my other ones. And I just wanted to do something out of my range, because I've done alternative songs, pop, hip hop, but someone told me, they were like, what if you did a Spanish song? Because a lot of music from different cultures is kind of taking over. You have the whole Afrobeat movement that's going right now with artists like Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. And so somebody was saying, you know, reach out to more that audience and, you know, that market. So I did an Afro beat, I would say a year ago. And then this song I did, you know, someone sent me the beat. I wrote the lyrics, and, you know, I got the Spanish girl on it, and I put the guitar on it. It was just like, wow. Once I heard it, I was like, you know, I didn't even know I could do something like this. So it was really cool. And I was like, you know, this is really good. This is really cool.
What a great feeling though. Yeah.
Awesome.
To just branch out something completely different and be like, damn, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's gotta be a cool feeling.
So how many different instruments do you play?
I play the drums. I play a little bit of the piano too.
Okay.
And I'm still learning the guitar. But I would say my main instrument is definitely the drums.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you play it on all your tracks or leave that?
Not on all my tracks, but some of them, like, you know, I had a live performance here on Sunset Boulevard, and
Nice.
you know, it was more, you know, I was playing the drums, and it was more like of a band, so it was intimate, but it was more, you know, of a band, and, you know, maybe I'll play a song on the drums. Like I could play a lot of different songs on the drums, so, you know, I'll play my song on the drums and, you know, rap it at the same time, so that kind of.
Awesome.
Do you have live performances on YouTube out there?
Yeah,
for people to check out?
Yeah, I have a couple live performances. If you type in my name, Trace Austin, on YouTube, and I have a channel, like my own personal channel, aside from, you know, all my interviews and music videos, and that will come up. All my live.
That's what I want to check out. I love live music. We both love live music.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
For sure.
So what is your process for writing a song? You said you got a beat from someone, which is cool. And then what inspires you to write the words?
I was going to say, specifically because I've heard a little story about what inspired the latest single.
Okay, so this is actually a very funny story. So to be honest, I like to write all my songs from personal experiences. Sometimes, you know, I won't even have a beat. I'll just have lyrics, or I'll just have a rhythm in my head, and then I'll take that rhythm and think of a personal experience. So if I've gone through something, I'll write what I've gone through, but I'll implement it into that rhythm. And my latest single actually was about someone in particular. I can't say the name, but a girl out of town, and I have about like 3 or 4 songs about her now. But
damn.
Yeah.
Special lady.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Well, the good thing is, you being young, you got a lot of experiences coming up to write a lot of songs.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
You know, so you'll be able to draw from a lot. So 3 or 4 songs about this certain lady. Okay. No, we don't need a name, but she's special, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Does she?
I gotta say that temptation that's a drink.
No, that's a real drink. Got to have a real drink for a real band.
Yeah.
I just saw that there's about the Temptations. There's a play about them now, if I remember, and it's in Appleton. It's coming to the next. I just happened to see a poster.
Oh shit!
We have a PAC in our city, and it was in the billboard, so it's coming up.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Yeah, because I know they're doing like a like a statewide tour.
Right.
They had it on Broadway in New York, and I think they just had the grand opening in Detroit. So in Detroit, it was kind of like the reunion with all the group members, because that's where they're originally from.
Right.
So grand reopening of the play. And so they're definitely bringing it to a lot of cities.
So cool.
So I was going to bring up, I definitely want to go see it.
Oh, yeah, no, that'd be fun.
I love their music.
assume you've seen the show.
Yeah, it's really good. You know, and it's definitely, you know, it's emotional at the same time too, because, you know, you're seeing everything that you know, my grandfather has gone through. I'm like, wow, that's like really deep. But off the bat, I wouldn't guess he's gone through all that, because he hasn't really, you know, he doesn't really say it. But once I saw the play, it was definitely like, you know, it opened my eyes to a lot of things.
For sure. Wow.
Is he ever in the studio with you?
Yes, actually, last year I went to the studio with him. It was me and him in the studio with Smokey Robinson.
Oh,
And it was, it was really cool just seeing, everybody, how they recorded. I think there was some cameras there and they were documenting the whole thing. So there should be some footage on YouTube, but it was really, it was a really crazy experience, being in the studio with, basically like legends, because it just showed me they've paved the way for me. They've paved the way for many artists out today.
So many.
Really go to the studio with them sometimes, and it's really cool. I just take it all in.
I was gonna say, what do? You just sit back and be like, wow. How do you, these two guys, unbelievable.
Exactly.
At what age, and we could talk about your grandpa a lot, but at what age where you're like, okay, this is just grandpa? How many years was he just grandpa? But then he's like, open his mouth and sang, and you're like, wow, he's more than grandpa.
I would say, because even when I was 6 and I went on stage with him, like I knew to an extent, I was like, of how much of an impact he had, but I didn't understand it. I think I was too young to really process it. So I would say about the age of 10, maybe 11, maybe 12, because I saw his movie. And when I saw his movie, that was before the play, but when I saw his movie, that's when I was really like, wow. Like he was, before I had perceived him as grandpa, but I saw the movie and I was like, wow, it's much, much more.
My grandpa's cooler than yours.
You'll always be able to say that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You think you guys are ever collaborating on writing a song, or have you?
Actually, I have a song called Get It From My Granddaddy on Apple Music and Spotify and everything. And that one's dedicated to him. But we've definitely talked about, collaborating on the song at some point, writing the song together. So I definitely hope to see that in the future.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Singing together, that would be, get that recorded forever.
Right?
Forever in time.
Yeah, for sure. Is the new single, do you have a new full-length album coming out, or are you dropping single by single kind of?
For now, I'm dropping single by single, because
that seems to kind of be the new thing in music. It seems like the way the album is. I know you dropped an album 2 years ago, The Offspring. But it kind of seems like just dropping singles every other month or something is kind of the way to do it now.
Yeah, I definitely think the singles route is a way to do it, because I released my album, The Offspring, and I had an album called Canary Wharf. So I have 2 albums out, but I Need to See You that just came out a couple months ago. I released that single, and I have a single coming out, I would say, in about 2 weeks or so, and it'll be a single and a video too. And this one's like really good. I would say like might be my best work so far.
Nice.
So I'm excited to release it. I'm just kind of waiting for the right time. So
cool. When you know what date it's coming out, let us know, and we'll drop the episode the same week, and get everything going at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, just give me a date, and we put them out on Monday every week. So if you know what week it's coming out, just let me know, and we'll put it out there and make sure we get it in the description and stuff.
For sure. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Because we want to push people to go and check out your stuff on all the platforms.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll give you a chance at the end to go
promote away, but
promote it all. Yeah, that's the word.
You certainly have star written on. I mean, when anybody who follows your Instagram, you have a great style. I mean, coming from a 55-year-old or 50-year-old who doesn't know anything about style, but you have a great style.
He doesn't,
and you're very flashy, and you just have that star thing written on you. So it's exciting. It's exciting to talk to you.
Well, I think it's watching you on the red carpet, you're just the natural.
Yeah.
You're not nervous at all, are you? It doesn't seem like you're nervous at all on the red carpet.
No, definitely not nervous, on the red carpet. Like sometimes, when I first started going on the red carpet, like my first couple,
sure,
seeing all the cameras, I was kind of like, wow, something for me to like kind of take in, because you have camera from like this angle and this angle, and they're like, look here. So I definitely at one point was like, okay, this is like a lot, but now I get on and I've just kind of like, I kind of just pose and go along with it. And it's really, something like I enjoy. So I think I would say being now that it's something, well, I've always enjoyed it, but being now that it's something I've gotten used to and I enjoy, it's pretty easy for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And go ahead.
Did you get any tips on posing on the red carpet from anybody?
Yeah, I actually, to be honest, yeah, some people tell me, try like a couple different poses. But for the most part, once I get on the red carpet, I kind of freestyle it.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I was trying to tease that maybe mom gave you a few tips on what to pose because she's used to posing.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And you've had the good fortune of meeting some pretty fast. I mean, I saw the picture of you and Oscar De La Hoya. That had to be a really cool meeting. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. And he was really nice too. So, meeting him, it was at the Sofitel hotel, and it was for a magazine release party. But, it was like a lot of people in this one section. And, I went up to him, I talked to him, I was introduced. And, he was really cool. We took a picture. And actually, the week before that, I was on the red carpet with Jimmy Kimmel. So I got to meet Jimmy Kimmel as well.
Nice.
Did he bust your balls at all?
Oh, no.
No, he was all right.
It was nice. He kept it nice.
I think he was being nice. Yeah, I guess so. He's a comedian. You expect that.
You attended Soulja Boy's birthday party. That's gotta be a fun event. I imagine he throws a hell of a party.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. A lot of girls too. So, I went there, with my team, and I was just looking around. I was like, wow. It was like from every angle. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was more like, that was out of everything, it was more like a party because it was an event. Also, they had a red carpet.
Yeah.
But it was more where, you could get loose and, kind of dance and all that. And they had some really good food too.
So at an event like that, do the cameras eventually go away? Like once you've done the red carpet, because I would imagine somebody, it's hard to be in that spot where if there's a camera in the wrong spot and you're looking, do they eventually go away on a night like that?
Like after a couple hours, you mean?
Yeah.
Finally leave you alone.
Yeah. I would say they're usually on there for like an hour or two, depending on how long the red carpet is. Because some events will have a red carpet for like 3 hours, and others will have a red carpet for like 1 hour. But depending on the event, I would say that they're about 2 hours, and then that's when they start to dissipate. But people go on the red carpet after to take pictures with their phones, and there might be 1 or 2 photographers left, and so they'll take pictures of those people. But when it's all like the lineup of everybody on the red carpet, that fades away after a couple hours, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say once you get inside that party and you're, you don't want cameras in your face the whole time, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
There's fun to be had.
So at his birthday party, was mom with you?
Yeah, mom was with me, and my publicist and my publicist clients too. She has, a couple clients who are artists as well. And one of the guys is an actor on BET's Ruthless.
Yeah.
show. So, we usually just roll as kind of like a whole team, and, we're really close to them. So, it's kind of like family. So it's always cool to go to the events and, kind of socialize and, talk about things.
Yeah. I mean, you got
to push your music.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, with the ability of anybody being able to put out music on, any day they want. I mean, part of the battle is just getting yourself seen, because you could be putting out the best music out there, but if you're not getting seen. So yeah, shout out to your public relations team.
Yes.
Getting absolutely. Getting you in front of the cameras all the time.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. They contacted us.
Yeah. My big question is, what does mom think about all the swearing in the songs? Do you get crap from your mom for?
Yeah, sometimes, at first she was kind of against it totally.
Yeah.
But I work with this producer downtown. His name is Scotty. Church Boy Scotty, and he worked with a lot of artists. He just did a song with Little Baby.
Okay.
He did a song. He produced for Travis Scott, Jordan Sparks, and he does a lot of different people, like produces for a lot of different big rappers and big singers.
Yeah.
And ever since he's done most of my Offspring album, he did most of that album. So ever since I've started working with him, we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. Like sometimes he'll give me a beat and then I'll write it before I get there. But sometimes he'll give me a beat and then I'll just get there. Or he'll even make a beat on the spot.
Sure.
So we'll just bounce ideas off of each other. And we'll say, we should write about this. We should write about that. And, my mom kind of lets me do my thing in the studio. So now she's not totally against the swearing. At first she was like, oh, wow. But yeah, now she's kind of like really relaxed and cool with it. She said, as long as it's not like anything disrespectful or it's not anything, gang related or directed towards anybody in particular, then everything else she's fine with. But that's usually my process when I get in the studio. Sometimes I'll say a cuss word and then I'll look back at her. I'll be like,
is that okay? And I want to be clear. I don't want people who haven't heard your music to think it's loaded with swear words. It's not. There's an occasional. And I think like a good written song, they make sense where you put them. They're not just in there to be there. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And knowing your mom, we just wanted to, tease you a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the other question is, obviously you've got a video or two out there where you have some pretty nice looking ladies kind of rubbing up on you. And I imagine that's not comfortable for mom either.
Well, actually, yeah, I would say like, my Place For Me video,
yeah,
I filmed it in my backyard and everything. And, the director and the girl that was on there, I was like, wow, like, she's a really pretty girl, of course.
She is, yeah.
So, my mom was kind of looking at me, but she was like, Trace, I see you skinning and grinning because, when you're like, filming and stuff, obviously, it's just acting and stuff, but sometimes you're like, wow, like, you get a little nervous, but.
Yeah. She's a beautiful woman. It would be, that would be intimidating for anybody.
Yeah.
All the hard things you have to go through, right?
Yeah.
Put up with beautiful women filming a video. You poor guy.
Yeah. That's true.
The suffering you put through for your art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you enjoy, obviously the music's the main thing, but do you, when it comes to the videos, director get the ideas, or do you go to him and say, this is kind of what I envision with my song, or collaboration?
It kind of goes both ways, but I would say that filming a video might be like one of the most fun parts of music because, you have the crew there all day, and he kind of writes a storyboard out for me most of the time. But if I already have an idea set in place, I'll go to him and be like, okay, this is the idea that I have and I want to pursue it. I want to do it exactly like this. But if sometimes he'll write me with an idea and say, let me know if you like this. If you don't, we can always change it around. So we'll go from there. But usually he'll come up with something really cool or really funky, or even like something really like comedy.
Yeah.
Like my Imposters video with the guitar and stuff. He had me smashing the guitar. We were in the desert, driving on a dirt road. We were running through the desert.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to film.
Yeah, it's a fun video.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's a fun video for sure.
I would imagine that's the thing. Just being every aspect of the song, videos, performing them live on stage. Do you, when you're writing a song and as you're writing them, do you ever think, yeah, when I sing this verse, I want to, I don't know, not act it out on stage, but do you envision performing those songs live?
I always,
when you're writing them, yeah.
Yeah, I always envision performing songs. When I'm writing, I'm just like, as I'm hearing the beat and I'm, rapping the lyrics and hearing everything, I'm just like picturing, I'm like, I can see myself on stage, the crowd kind of like, hey, how you doing tonight? So that really gets me going too, because I would say performing is definitely my favorite part of music, the adrenaline, and especially if the crowd is like vibing with you and is feeling the song, you can feel that energy and you can just bounce off of that. And for me, that's just, that really makes me into the performer I am, is seeing the crowd's reaction and seeing that they're enjoying me, and that makes me enjoy them. So
you ever have a bad one where you're just like, this crowd's just not saying not into you, but just a bad crowd, like a crowd that maybe wasn't there for music, and how do you come back from that?
For the most part, I would say I haven't had a bad one. I would say one in Philly. I performed in Philadelphia at the Fillmore, and Philadelphia
Philly's a tough city.
It's a
tough,
who you are. That's a tough city.
Definitely a tough city, to perform in front of, because I performed in front of a theater downtown. It was like 1,200 kids, and they had their flashlights in the air, and they were like, jumping. So they were able to, I really got them going, and they were like totally like vibing with me. But Philadelphia at the Fillmore was like, they were like just looking like I was performing, and I was like, "You guys ready to get some hype in here?" And they just looked at me like, "What hype?" And like, they just kind of looked at me like deadpan, almost zombies. But at the end of the day, they did give me, they said, "We give you the props and the respect that you got up on stage. You had the energy, and no matter what people gave you, you still like strive through that and perform. So we do have to give you the respect." But Philadelphia was definitely a tough crowd.
Yeah, 100%. You're absolutely right. You go up there and do your job. You can't worry about what they're doing. And next time you're in Philadelphia, you'll have a crowd that loves you. You
never know.
Any night can be that night that, even the greatest comedians bomb, right? Like everybody has a night where the crowd isn't into it or whatever. So
just a bad crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But as you go, it's nothing else. It's experience.
Yeah, definitely experience, because you have to go through the trials and tribulations to find who you are, to find out the path you're on or the artist you are. So having all those experiences of those different shows, when people ask me, I can tell them, I've had bad ones, I've had good ones, or not bad ones, but ones that taught me not everywhere is the same, or not everybody is going to feel the same way about my music. So I just have to, put the work in and really just pop out at people to just,
keep grinding.
So what's your little process of before you perform? Do you want to be alone? Do you want to have people with you? What gets you going before you get on stage? And are you nervous before you get on stage?
Definitely have, definitely be alone, because I want to get in my zone. I'll listen to some music. I'll put some headphones on. And I'll just it's just kind of vibe, but I do get really nervous. Like before I perform, I'm always like, oh, I'm not feeling good, or, I get really nervous. And a couple of the times, the theater I've performed at, I see all the kids and all the people out in the crowd. And I just look and I'm like, whoa. Like even like the one in Jacksonville, I was like, wow. So, I see that, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is big. But I'm gonna have to, bring my A game. But once I get on, like I'm nervous up until I actually walk on stage. But once I get on stage and, I grab the mic and I see everybody and I start interacting with everybody, say, hey, everybody, let's get some hype. I'm Trace Austin. I introduce myself. From there, I see people kind of like, okay, let's see what this is about. And once they start feeling it more and more, that's just, then I kind of just shoot through the roof with energy. So, once I get on stage, I'm a whole different person, and all that, all the anxiety just goes out the window.
Yeah, you're 100% in your element at that point. That's what you're there to do.
You don't have time to be nervous anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Yeah. Biggest crowd. Does that even bother you anymore? The size of the crowd or anything? Yeah, I know you said Jacksonville. That was a big one. So you look out. But
yeah, that was definitely a big one.
Biggest? Was that your biggest crowd to date?
Jacksonville was the biggest. Yes.
Cool.
Because it was at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
Oh, wow.
So that was the biggest one. And the size of the crowd doesn't bother me anymore, because this is how I think about it. It's easier to perform in front of thousands of people rather than perform in a room with 20 to 40 people where you're looking at them, they're close up to you, and they can see you, you can see them, because you can see their faces, and now you're nervous because depending on their reaction, you're like, okay, I have to bring my A game. They're watching me. They might even be judging me. But if you're in a crowd, like, an arena or a stadium or whatnot, you can't really see as many people. So everybody's kind of far away. So my motto is always, I feel like a big show is much easier than a smaller show.
Sure. Yeah, you can't. It's faceless at that point. I would imagine.
Yeah.
You can't really see any expression, so you don't know what's going through anybody's mind. So you're just there doing your thing.
You ever hear that they say if you're nervous before a crowd, just envision them all in their underwear?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Just, they're all in their underwear.
So when you did that show, Home Sweet Home, and you guys went to the house, and there was a music studio in the house. Did you use it? Did you write any music there?
Yeah, I actually wrote the theme song for the show.
Oh, cool.
And so I actually wrote the theme song for the show. They had a beat there, and I, looked at all the files, listened to all the beats, and there was one that really stood out to me. So I chose that one. I said, wow, this is really cool. And I just started. It took me a couple days because at first the beat wasn't really popping out at me, where I couldn't come up with anything. So it took me a couple days, and I just kind of listened to it. And even the producers were like, Trace, we'd love to have you write a song for this. Try to come up with something related to the house switch and the culture and what you've experienced so far. Yeah. So I really got into it. And it was one night I was literally just laying in bed, and we were at their house at this point because we stayed at their house for about 4 days.
Okay.
So I was just laying in bed, and I just thought of everything we had done so far, doing what they enjoy. I thought of everything we've done so far, and it just kind of clicked at that point.
Yeah.
And I just started writing the next day. I saw the producers, and I was like, hey guys, I came up with this. Let me know what you think. And, they ended up loving it. Awesome. And I tested it out with the beat, and, it matched with the beat. So I recorded it all because I didn't have an engineer there or anything. So I engineered it, recorded it, and produced it all by myself and mixed it.
Oh, wow.
So I would hit the record button and run to the booth and record the lines, a couple lines right quick. I'd run back and then click it off and just kind of mix that. And it actually turned out really good. So
yeah,
it did.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Producing, is that something you want to continue on, produce other people? Have you seen any local artists that you like? I could see working with them, producing them.
Definitely. Most definitely, I want to write for other artists, definitely produce. Some of my inspirations for writing and producing, and even my style of music is Pharrell, Tyler, the Creator, so many artists, but I definitely want to write for different artists and even produce for them, because that's something I would say writing is definitely my specialty, because I write about experiences I haven't even had yet that are a little mature for me.
Yeah.
So even people hear those experiences, they're like, someone your age is not going to go through something like that. So that's pretty crazy that you're able to write about something like that. Not many people are able to do that. But I would just say sometimes it just comes to me. It's not really anything that I set my mind on, or it's just set, or it's a time of the day. It just comes to me at random times. So
sure. So what do you do when it comes to you at a random time and you're out, or do you write it down? Do you put a note on your phone, or? Yeah,
I usually write it down. Sometimes I have voice on my phone. So sometimes if I'm out and I can't write it down, I'll just kind of record the melody of it
Yeah.
Or if it's a lyric, I'll record the lyric. Definitely the melody is what helps, because I could always put the lyrics into the melody later, but I always have to come up with the melody first.
Jeez.
Well, I gotta say, I know a certain podcast that could use a theme song. So if you if you just find yourself thinking someday, what would you go right ahead? Let us know. We'd be glad to use that.
For sure. Thank you.
Because I was in my head just going, well, if you ever get inspiration to write a song about being on a podcast, go right ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's funny. It's sad. I don't want to think that we think alike, so we'll just move on.
So what's next? What do you got coming up? I mean, obviously you just said you got a single dropping in the next couple weeks or months or so. Do you got any shows coming up also?
Well, I have a couple shows coming up. I'm working on a couple things pretty big right now. I have a reality show coming up that I'm in the process of doing. I can't speak on it too much or talk about it, but I have a reality show that I'm in the process of doing.
Cool.
And just releasing more singles and more performances. I have a couple in LA that I'm going to be doing, and and a music video too for my next single. So the music video is going to be really cool.
Have you haven't filmed it yet?
No, I haven't filmed it, but I do have the concept, like the overall concept of it.
Okay.
Nice.
Dope concept.
Nice.
So other than the Temptations as an influence in your life, what other was when you were younger? Obviously, your music changes as you go, but who was a big influence for you growing up musically?
Musically, when I was younger, I would say, like I said earlier, Pharrell, like the old school, and because my mom's always played old school. So, my first song was with Teddy Riley.
Okay.
Teddy Riley and my friend Love Mansui, who's he's actually a really good artist. He's a singer, but he's a really popular artist right now. And I would say it's definitely old school and even new school. Like I like a lot of Post Malone.
That guy's
I like the Kid Leroy that's out right now. I like Justin Bieber. So many people. I like Khalid. The list just goes on and on. And, I even like, more intimate rappers like, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is like the top person on my influence list of who I want to do a collab with. And, I just did a song with The Game that was on my last album. So
great song,
Yes. So that was pretty cool, like having that experience and, doing the song, because my mom always would play his song. Like he had a song with 50 Cent and it came out when I was like a baby, and my mom lived in London and would always play that song. That was like her favorite song. She listened to it, throughout the day. So she said it was crazy how me and him ended up doing a collab, and, that was one of her favorite songs of all time. So cool. Crazy how, things came together.
That's awesome. Okay. Quick question. Greatest rapper of all time.
Like new school or old school?
You tell me. I got
if you
mine.
got two of them, go ahead.
I got mine. I want to know yours.
There's so many. Well, I really like Kendrick Lamar. I think of this generation, Kendrick Lamar is definitely the greatest of all time. I would say rappers like Public Enemy, Jay Electronica. I love Jay Electronica.
Okay.
I like Kanye West a lot.
Yeah, genius.
So I would say definitely the OGs are definitely the GOATs.
I'm Notorious B.I.G. That's my house. I'm in that house all day long.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I love Biggie. So, and obviously there's no right answer because there's so much good rap music that there's no right answer. It's definitely preference, but I do like from the old school days. I do like the East Coast vibe better than what the West Coast was doing. So in those days, so yeah, nice.
My daughter brought me to, or I paid for it, so I had to go. Khalid. So I did get to see him twice now.
Oh, Khalid.
Yeah.
Oh wow! How'd you enjoyed it?
I did. I really did. Like I said, she just said, "Hey, Dad, let's go to this." I'm like, it was a gift. It was like a birthday present. I'm like, okay. I have no idea who you're talking about at the time. This was a couple of years ago. We went down and walked, and yeah, we went and saw him, and I'm like, that was really good. That was we had a great time. Then they came back another year, and we went again. And I was like, and it was like she was older, where I was like, I could have dropped her off, or old enough, and I was like, no, Dad should be there with you again.
Where she wanted you to just drop her off,
and she wanted me to drop her off.
Yeah, we both are really big live music fans. It doesn't really matter genre, style. We'll go see anything live. What I listen to at home is not the same as what I'll go see live. I'm a little more boring at home, but I love live music, so I will go see anything. So
yeah,
and being in LA, boy, you must have seen a lot of great live acts or growing up.
Yeah, definitely. I would say probably the best live performance I've seen so far. I've seen so many, but I really enjoyed Kendrick Lamar's performance.
Yeah.
And, I've seen Billie Eilish perform live, Tyler, the Creator, and, so many people. But definitely, I think the craziest one that was the best experience with, people vibing and just the whole feeling of it was a concert with Kanye West and Kid Cudi. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet.
That's great.
At the Hollywood Bowl.
It was at the Hollywood Bowl?
No, I'm asking.
Oh,
have you been to the Hollywood Bowl?
Yeah, I've been to the Hollywood Bowl. Yeah.
I talk big because I've been there once.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful place. It's a beautiful place.
It is a great
place to see live music.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd be there every weekend if I could.
Right.
If I lived out there.
That's one of you got one of the meccas out there in that venue, one of the great venues across the country. So that's a good one.
So what do you how do you record at home? Do you you don't have a studio at home, or do you? I'm assuming.
I don't have a full on studio, but I do have my own little studio. I have a microphone, a Silver Yeti microphone. I have keyboard, so I produce on my keyboard. I play different sounds and jingles on beats on the keyboard. I have a drum machine.
Sure.
The drum machines different pads, and those are more hard beats, like hip hop. You can even do pop, rock, and so I would say for home, I always produce.
Cool.
Is there ever a moment you're not thinking about music?
I would say no. I don't think I go a day without thinking about music, whether it's, performance, whether it's a business thing, or whether it's just me writing a song. I just am always, my mind's always going anyway. But since music's my passion, it's just always there.
Yeah, let's face it. If you're not thinking about music every day, you're not thinking about it enough, right? I mean, that's if that's what you want your life to be, you need to be thinking about it every day. So
exactly. And being a creative person, sometimes if I don't think about music, or if I'm in a space where I can't create, it's kind of it's distracting, because I want to keep I'm a busybody, so I love going 24/7. I can do a show and get on the plane the next day, or get on the plane an hour later. So just to have that, I just have to be always entertained with something, or always interact with music related things.
Yeah, enjoy that energy while you still have it.
You can have it. Yeah.
It's harder to have it at our age, that's for sure. Do you have any aspirations to act yet, or are you pretty much full bore music now?
I was just gonna ask that.
I actually started off acting, so I'm full in with acting. I did a short film, like I said earlier.
Yeah,
I won Best Award in the Revolt Film Festival. But acting is definitely, my passion as well.
Cool.
Have you done?
I'm very talented at. Maybe even, I'm just as talented with acting as music.
Yeah.
So everything, every opportunity or any opportunity that I get, that's, a TV show or just even a commercial, just acting. I love doing it anyway, because being on set and just, interacting with different people is something I've always enjoyed. So that's definitely my passion.
So you just want to entertain us, no matter no matter what way it is, you want to entertain us.
Yes.
I love it.
You know, the triple threat, you know, acting, music, dancing, anything, you know, the triple threat.
There
Awesome.
you go.
Awesome. Do you have any formal dance training, or is this just all?
Or even playing instruments training? Or was that, you just naturally pick that up?
Well, I actually did lessons and training with the drummer Brian Frazier. So he's played at the Super Bowl. He's Justin Timberlake's drummer.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's really established and, you know, well respected in the industry. He's really, you know, a veteran, you know, with you know, drumming. So with drumming, I'm definitely trained. With dancing, I would say I'm more like freestyle. So when I perform and go on stage, I freestyle when I dance and perform and all that.
Yeah. Awesome.
I just I'm astonished by the
level of talent.
The talent that's
when people have all. Yeah, it's not fair when somebody has that much talent, that many different things.
I failed at all those things when I was younger.
Yeah, we're still trying to we were still trying to put out a TikTok dance video so that a comedian we know who does, she like sees these dance videos on TikTok and recreates them. We wanted to do that so she could do them, but we can't even do that. So
oh yeah, TikTok, even like now, you know, I'm on TikTok now, so I post every day.
okay.
I post content. Even when I was going to Jacksonville, New York, I was posting everything, like my whole journey. I was posting me getting on the subway, me getting into the rental car, checking into the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, the dancing part I don't do as much on TikTok, but TikTok sometimes can be difficult, just learning the algorithm. And, you know, they have everything on TikTok now, whether it's cooking or even comedy videos.
Right.
You know, they have all the above, but that's definitely the wave for music and, you know, people getting discovered.
For sure.
Well, let's and what is your handle on TikTok?
The Trace Austin. So my handle on TikTok is the same as my handle on Instagram. And my Instagram is attached to my TikTok as well. So if you go on my TikTok, then you can click to my Instagram.
Okay, cool.
The Trace
Cool.
Austin.
Is there
Perfect.
anything else you want to promote before we let you go tonight?
I Need to See You, my new single, and The Trace Austin on all platforms. TraceAustinMusic.com is my website where you could stay updated to everything that I'm doing. And Trace Austin, Apple Music, Spotify, all platforms.
Awesome.
Thank
You so much, Trace. You are fantastic. Like I said earlier, you shine. You have the shine of a star. So I'm sure we'll be hearing from you again. So
yes,
absolutely.
Thank you for having me. You guys were amazing, and I really enjoyed talking to you guys. It's really cool. The chemistry is really funny. So,
hi.
Were you listening the whole time?
No, I just listened to the last 2 minutes. I just had to come in before you got off to say, hey.
Well, I appreciate it. Hello, how are you?
And by the way, Trace, you bet anytime you want to come on and promote anything, you just give us a shout out. We'd be glad to have you on at any time. So, and if you're ever in Wisconsin, let us know because we'll be center stage, front row. So,
absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It may be a stretch, but Wisconsin, yeah. You could come to Wisconsin.
Well, maybe Chicago.
We've gone to Chicago, so we'll do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Chicago's close to Wisconsin?
Close enough.
Yeah,
we're 3-4 hours from there. We'll get there.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's big enough for you. We'll come see you there for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. You have a good night.
Yes.
Again, your mom, she left so quickly, but nice of her to pop in. It's awesome. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Keep rocking, man.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye there.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously, though, get your asses out of here.